your vision, so many things. But the underlying thing that you all need to understand is what comes to you is the second bhava. What you have is the second bhava. In a young age, you have your father, mother, siblings. That is your second bhava. As you grow up, there is an addition into the family in the form of a wife, child, husband. That is your second bhava. Which means, what is it that you have? That is your second bhava. What it means, how you can use it, I would be explaining that to you very, very shortly. Now, let's say you have something, and I told you that is the second bhava. Now, with what you have, what you do or where that goes is where the second bhava Lord is. Right? Which means wherever the second bhava Lord goes, that is where what you have goes. This is the basic rule, logic. Somebody please mute whoever. Ramesh, please mute here. So here you need to understand this two concepts. What I have is the second bhava. What comes to me is the second bhava. Where is it going? You see where the second bhava Lord is going. You should not forget this concept. Simple concept, but it can actually go about and change the entire trajectory of how you actually go about and make predictions. Because it is only when you understand how to connect a bhava Lord and how to mingle that with another bhava Lord, that is when you would go to that highest level as an astrologer. Just understanding the bhava, just merely understanding the karakatwas, good enough. But with that, what you do, with that, how you navigate, which means what is quintessential in astrology is the karakatwas. Astrology without significators is useless. But now what you need to also understand is you need to understand how to mingle two bhavas together in the form of bhava lords. Right? So basically for that, what is essential? I should know the karakatwas of each and every bhava by heart. And I should keep learning the karakatwa of karakatwas, or what is called as the significators of each and every graha daily. It is a endless activity, right? Which is very, very important. That is when you would be able to connect two bhavas in the form of bhava lords, right? Now the question can be, sir, when you say what I have, what do you mean by what I have? Are you referring to members in the family? Are you referring to what I have in the form of an item, in the form of a produce, in the form of a product? It is a combination of everything. And it is also the relationship that you have with it, right? Which means the association that you have with a person, the association that you have with what the second bhava signifies is also reflected on by the grahas it is associated with. Sir, what do you mean by that? Can you clarify this a little bit? Right? I will give you the rule, then I would actually go about and make you draw the chart and you would be able to come up with some more clarity. When, right? When from either the second bhava or the second bhava adhipati. Now the confusion can be, sir, should I take the second bhava or the second bhava adhipati? The second bhava will also give you an answer, but the second bhava Lord will give you a better answer. Don't think this will give an answer and that will give an answer. The second bhava Lord will give you the ultimate answer. The second bhava will give you a certain amount of answer. This is the only difference. So when a graha is hidden from the second bhava Lord or the second bhava, you put it as second bhava Lord in order to avoid confusion, then the relationship associated with that graha or the relationship that that graha has with your family won't be good. It won't get along with your family. It won't go well or gel with your family. Right? This is very, very important concept. You need to understand this concept by heart. So what I want to do is, I'm just going to connect the iPad. And meanwhile, I want you to draw a birth chart. All of you, please take the effort to go about and construct the standard horoscope, which is the South Indian horoscope. And side by side, for people in the northern part of India, you can also draw the North Indian horoscope, both of it, so that you automatically are prepared for the upcoming sessions as well, right? I'm going to explain that to you from the North Indian style as well, but side by side, you draw the South Indian horoscope as well, right? Let me just connect. Let's take a Kadaga Lagna, right? Put a Kadaga Lagna, right? Right? Now, which is the second bhava for Kadaka Lagna? Can anybody help me out? The second bhava?
Simha.
Simha, right? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put Sun in the third house, right? Which means the second bhava lord is Sun, right? And what are we doing? I'm putting Sun in Kanya Rashi, right? I'm going to put Sun in Kanya Rashi. For people in the northern part of India, I've put it here, right? Now, for Kadaka Lagna, who's the seventh bhava lord? Can anybody tell me?
Saturn. Shani.
Shanishwaran. So the seventh bhava lord is Shanishwaran. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put Shani in Mesha Rashi. Now, all of you have to help me. I know very little astrology. All of you only have to guide me. You need to educate me. You need to help me. Now, can any one of you or all of you tell me the relationship between the second bhava lord and the seventh bhava lord? Can you all tell me the relationship between both of them? I will be grateful for people in the northern part of India. I put Shani as well.
Shastashtaka.
Yes, it is in Shashtashtaka. What is it? Somebody else wanted to share something?
Same thing, sir. 6-8.
6-8 combination. So 6-8 combination. He is hidden. He is in the Durbhava of the second bhava lord. So now, what would you predict? For him or her, the kalatra that is going to come is not going to blend, is not going to get along, is not going to adjust with whom? His family. Is not going to adjust with whom? It is not going to adjust with the family. This is a simple, easy concept. Like this, you can actually go about and break this rule for all the members, not just members. You can actually go about and break this rule for everybody outside, which means, let us add it in another way. So for this person, the seventh bhava lord, which signifies the kalatra, which signifies the partner, which signifies the friend, which signifies the husband, wife, is not going to be useful, is not going to get along, is not going to adjust, and will create problems for the family. It's as simple as that. Hope all of you understand that. So first, whenever you get a horoscope, this is what you need to check, especially when it comes to what? When it comes to marriage matching. See, 5 sessions are over for marriage matching. Purposely, I'm keeping the marriage matching class on hold because only when you have a grip of the bhavas, then you would be able to go about and understand how to actually go about and match horoscopes better. So little by little, then I would automatically introduce birth chart, which will actually go about and give you a lot more clarity on how to match a horoscope. So the moment you are actually checking out for a groom, the moment you are checking out for a bride, right? Automatically, this is something that you need to actually go about and do. And not just for that, once you have a knowledge about the bhavas in general, then automatically, especially when it comes to business, partnership, matching horoscopes, this would be extremely, extremely important. It is not just about, you know what? It is not just about looking at the Puruttam in the form of the 10th Puruttam or 11th Puruttam or the Ashtakut. No. You also need to understand the horoscope from this perspective. Why? Because now you have softwares. People can find that out in the form of, you know what? Whether there is a matching in the horoscope using the software itself. But as an astrologer, this is where you apply your knowledge and guide them. This is how inevitably your partner will be. This is how inevitably your partner will be for your family. So you should go about and be careful. Right? This is very, very important. Now, what I'm going to do is in the same horoscope, right? What I'm going to do is in the same horoscope, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put Guru Bhagavan, right? Who is the 9th Bhava Lord, and I'm going to put him in the 2nd Bhava itself, which is in Simha Rashi, which is in the 2nd Bhava itself, right? I'm going to put Guru in the 2nd Bhava itself for people in the northern part of India. Now observe carefully, right? Here, the 9th Bhava signifies his father, right? The 9th Bhava Lord is getting into the 2nd Bhava itself, which is considered or which is called as the Kudumba Sthana, which means the Sthana for family. So superficially, it may look good. But now, if you look at it from the perspective of looking at the 2nd Bhavadhipati, it is again in the 12th. It is again in the 12th when we are ideally referring it to from the 2nd Bhavadhipati, right? So automatically here you need to understand the 2nd Bhava Lord in the 3rd. The 9th Bhava Lord, which signifies the father, is in the 2nd. So superficially it may look good. But from Sun, who signifies the 2nd Bhava Lord, he is getting into the 12th. So what will happen here? The father will come to the house. Right? After he comes to the house, there will always be some problems. There will always be some difficulties. And after that, since from the Kudumbasthanadhipati, he is in the Varayam, he will again return back and disappear somewhere else. So if you ask such person, see what is happening with your father? What is your father? What is he doing? You will say he's a good man, sir. But he will come to the house for some time. Then there will be lots of problem in my house. After that, he will go off somewhere, right? Which means his father won't adjust, won't get along, will be of not much use to the family. No matter however good he is, no matter whatever he is, this is how it is for him. Why? Because the 2nd Bhava, which indicates my Kudumba, the 2nd Bhava, which indicates my habits, the 2nd Bhava, which also indicates something to do with finances, all of this will not be in synchrony when it comes to whom? My father. My father will tell something, I will tell something. My father will plan finances one way, I will plan finances one way. My habits will be different, my father's habits will be different. When I say my, I'm referring to the family in general, not me per se. Why? Because me is the Lagna. My family is the 2nd Bhava. Right? Which means from the Kudumba Sthanadhipati, whichever is getting into the hidden houses. When I say whichever, I'm talking about whichever Graha is getting into the hidden houses, that won't get along with the family. That won't stick with the family. This is something that you importantly need to understand. Can somebody somebody needs to go on mute. Sapna ma'am, please go on mute. Okay. So this is very, very important. Now, let us say the 2nd Bhava Lord is positioned somewhere. And the 5th Bhava Lord, right, is in the Dursthana or in the Maraivasthana or in the hidden house of or from where the 2nd Bhava Lord is positioned. Then, do you think whatever this person is going to speak, his son or daughter is going to listen to him? No, never. They are not going to listen to him. Why? Because the fifth bhava indicates my putra. The second bhava indicates my family. The second bhava indicates my speech. So whatever I speak, my son or my daughter or the fifth bhava, who signifies the putra, won't listen to me. Of course, for people who've studied the graha, bhava, karakatva, then you can go about and segregate. Who is it? Is it the first child or second child? That way you can go about. But as of now, this is the rule for newcomers. Right? So in this horoscope, we are referring to what? The ninth bhava lord going into the hidden house from where the second bhava lord is, which means his father won't adjust with his family. There would be disagreements between the family and the father in general. Again, if we had to apply the same rule wherein the fifth bhava lord is hidden from the Vaksthanadipati or the Kudumbasthanadipati, which actually mean the same, then it automatically means what? The child won't listen to what you are actually conveying, what you are actually wanting to obey, or what your family practices in the form of the habits in the family, the behavior in the family won't be the same as what the children are doing. Right? This is very important. You need to go about and keep this in mind. Next, when the second bhava lord, right? Please write down. When the second bhava lord and the third bhava lord are getting into a bala, or when the second bhava lord and the third bhava lord are associated with a shubha graha. So what is association? I've already told you. Aspects. A graha taking the star lord of a shubha graha. A graha along with the shubha graha. What is shubha graha? That also I've told you. This person's voice will be sweet. Here you need to understand the second bhava indicates your speech. The third bhava indicates the prowess, or what we call as vikrama. The third bhava indicates the capability, or what we call as the samarthya. The third bhava indicates the vitality and perseverance in general. So when both the second bhava and the third bhava lord become strong, then you automatically need to make sure that this person's speech will be extremely, extremely sweet, attractive, mesmerizing. Right? Here, you need to keep this in mind. For any bhava, forget about the second bhava. For any bhava, the next bhava will support that particular bhava, which means whenever you are analyzing a horoscope, you should always analyze the next bhava as well. So here, if we are referring to the second bhava, the support to that second bhava will come from the third bhava. So if the second bhava is good, and if the third bhava is good, especially in the form of lordship, so always look at the lords. That is a better way, a sure short way to come into a predictive conclusion. Then automatically good speaker, right? Why? Because the second from that second bhava is also strong. What is the best way to understand this logic? Let's say you have a house, right? And you're planning to travel somewhere outside, go to an outstation. So who will you give the responsibility to that house? Switch off the light in the morning, right? Switch on the light in the evening. Keep an eye on my house. Your neighbor will automatically be given that responsibility. We are going to Ooty, we are going to Kodaikanal, we are going to whichever place for some time. Please keep an eye on our house. Please take care of our house, right? So the next bhava to that bhava will actually go about and give that support which is required in order to go about and accentuate the benefits associated with that bhava, right? Now, let us say the second bhava lord is strong, but let's say the third bhava lord is weak. Then what it means is this person will be able to speak, but he won't be able to speak for more than 30 minutes or more than 1 hour. Right? He will lose all his energy within that 1 hour. Why? Because remember I told you, it gives that support. So for everything, you need to look into that support, right? Next, back to back, when you see, right, which means the second bhava is afflicted, the third bhava is also afflicted, then automatically whatever we discussed, let us say you see in a horoscope, immediately you see the second bhava lord is also afflicted, the third bhava lord is also afflicted, then you should immediately come into a conclusion that speech, all the karakatwas that we discussed about, or the main karakatwas that we discussed about the second bhava, because the moment you see a horoscope itself, you should be able to give points. See, some person will come to you for a complete consultation. Some person will come to you, will I get a job? Will I have money? Will I have good finances? They need these one-word answers. So for one-word answers, you need to actually come up, or you need to actually know these sure, short, simple, easy rules. So when you see the second bhava lord is also afflicted, the third bhava lord is also afflicted, then immediately say your speech, your finances, your family life is not good. Right? Similarly, when you see the seventh bhava lord afflicted and the eighth bhava lord afflicted, right, which means the seventh bhava, kalatra, the support to that kalatra bhava will automatically be in the eighth bhava, right? So for strees, we see the mangalya sthanam in the form of third and the eighth bhava. But then nobody asked this question, why do we also look at it for the male? Where is the mangalya sthana for a male? So some people will actually go about and say, no, it is the ayul sthana. But here the support for that seventh, which means the seventh second is the family life here after your kalatra. So will come from the eighth. So when you see a horoscope and somebody is coming to you for matching a horoscope, marriage, you see the seventh bhava is also afflicted, the seventh bhava lord, that is most important. And the eighth bhava lord is also afflicted. Then what do you come into a conclusion here? Marriage will be delayed. There'll be problems associated with marriage. Does it only indicate marriage? Something to do with the second child will be problematic. Again, if you're planning to move outside, if you're planning to go outside, not much, or there would be problems associated with travel also, right? Let's say the seventh bhava lord for a person is afflicted. And let's say the eighth bhava lord for that person is strong. Then still this person will actually get married. You'll be wondering, how did this person get married? The seventh bhava lord is afflicted. How did he find a wife? How did she find a husband? Why? Because the eighth bhava lord, which is supposed to go about and give the support, will be strong. How is this logic? These are all simple, easy, but remarkable golden rules which you won't get anywhere. Nobody will teach you like this. And with this only you should go about and navigate to that next level as far as the horoscope is concerned. Right? This is very, very, very important.